You know, Pete, I do want to acknowledge, though, that the argument on the other side is, well, when we looked at Orlando and other shootings where we thought San Bernardino is probably a better example, because we thought there that we were dealing with radical Islamic terrorists and that. And so the conversation does go to different things politically. The president at the time hadn't called it the right thing. I mean, you're probably, no matter where you stand, just best staying away from politics, no matter what the situation is.
Well, and these debates are predictable, completely predictable, of course. If it's radical Islamic terrorism, we talk about that. If it isn't and a motive is unclear, then the left talks about guns and they want to make incremental gains.
So we need a safe zone.
Well, there should be a space.
And it should be obvious to everybody.
Not a safe zone, no politics.
The left cannot resist themselves. They never will. Rahm Emanuel's adage that you never waste a good crisis.
Or do we not? Or is it okay to have these debates? Because I got to tell you, Jillian, 2 weeks after Orlando, 2 weeks after San Bernardino, when the left, the right, everybody said we were going to talk about these issues, we didn't. So maybe you're forced to take in them. I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
You can argue that where you stand on that depends on where you sit, right? But I think the big framework for this discussion, I think, should be about, okay, it's the government and by extension the President of the United States' first and foremost responsibility to protect the American citizens here at home on the streets where we live. And if we're at a point where citizens don't feel free and safe to go about their daily lives because there's potential of being slaughtered in the streets, I'm not making an argument pro or against gun legislation. I'm simply stating a fact here. I see you getting agitated. I'm simply saying that is a discussion. I think that should be the framework.
Sure, and the other
discussion.
side will point out the negative liberties that the government is there to protect.
But this is the primary. If you don't have that, then you have nothing else. You have no liberties and no rights as an American citizen. If you are potentially going to get slaughtered by your fellow Americans in the streets, that eradicates everything else.
If you don't have the ability to defend yourself, then you really don't.
And that's fair.
So.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I think that's the framework. That is the way we need to approach this, not on one-off political issues about gun rights or illegal immigration.
You know why that's so interesting? Because